Hello and welcome to you as we celebrate the feast of Christ the King. We come to the end of the liturgical year, having been through all the festivals and seasons, having started last Advent and gone through this year. We now come to the final Sunday, and then it will all begin again the following Sunday with Advent. But for now, it's a time to conclude the year, and we conclude with a triumphant thought. We think of Jesus as Christ the King. Our Bible reading is from towards the end of Matthew's Gospel, and it's the parable of the sheep and the goats. And in this parable, Jesus brings together so many great themes. He helps us to think about heaven, but he also helps us to think about the way we behave here on earth. He reminds us about the connection between heaven and earth, and what we do here and what we can expect then. He talks about two different kinds of people, both thinking that all will be well for them, both looking forward to the rewards of heaven, but one of them doing it in a calculating way, almost grudgingly doing enough to tick the boxes so that they can, in their own minds, claim the right to be welcomed into God's kingdom. And then in contrast to them, there is the other group of people who seem to be just naturally happy to be in the presence of God. And they go about their business without any sense of self-righteousness, any desire for any reward, but simply instinctively doing the right thing, being caring, compassionate, looking out for the other person, loving their neighbour as themselves, not for any reward, but simply because it comes naturally to them. And that is the goal of all our work through the seasons and festivals, to get to know God so well and to be so familiar with the presence of Jesus and to welcome the Holy Spirit in our lives in such a way that being godly comes as second nature, that it is a natural way for us to live, not a calculating way, not a selfish way, not a way to live in order to get a reward, but that natural way that simply becomes the way we are. And so I hope you enjoy reading the parable and being inspired by it. But back to the theme of Christ the King, and we will celebrate that with the two songs that we have this week. The first one is the classic hymn, Rejoice, the Lord is King. And then our final song is a more modern one, Shout to the Lord. Again, there is a reference to the kingship of Christ in the words. So welcome, and let us celebrate the feast.